This is Paranormal Short Session 20, and I'm at the Chestnut Street Cemetery in Apalachicola, Florida. And I am Keith Evans. I'm looking at this fence that's seen better days, and maybe they'll be able to repair it. I think I looked at this a couple months ago, but just want to go over it again. At one time it had like a brick bottom, like a little brick fence with a little stone there where you walk in, a little gate. I'm not sure what this is, whether it's a tombstone that got broken or what. Just show you the perimeter of the fence. And this fence is surrounding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different graves. It looks like 4 adults and 4 children. I'll see if I can zero in and see anything on this one here. Gosh, might be Emily. The shadow on it is not very good for me to read it. Anyone at home can read. It looks like the top is broken off. The last part looks like Alexandria. Maybe there's a name at the bottom, last name. So, or maybe Alexandria is the last name. If you can read that at home, leave me a comment. And if there's any, this one looks like it had some type of name on it, but it's just so worn with time that you can't really see. Now these two here seem to be the best for being able to read. That looks like, is it Henrietta? Ellie, or is it Aline Alexander, born October 8th, looks like 82, and then passed away May 25th, 18, it's like 85. I like the little flower at the top. Or is it a leaf? Now this one has like a leaf with a bird at the top. It looks like the beak or the head of the bird, and the tail feathers and the wings at the side, tail feathers at the bottom. William Botsford Alexander, born October 8th, 1882, and died June 8th, 1883. I wonder if they could have been twins. That's close. It's like they were born on the same date. That's sad. And then this has been etched so bad by time. It does look like the last name, which is, well, at least Andrea, maybe at the very end. Oh, that looks like a different last name. Looks like Sinclair. Sin, Singlair. Sinclair. I don't know. What do you think at home? Leave me a comment. All right. I'll be moving down this way. Some of this I may have covered a couple months ago. It's a very odd-shaped cemetery. It's not like most cemeteries that I've been in. Yeah, I know for sure I've covered some of this. Some of that looks familiar, and some of it doesn't. All right, let's go ahead and cover it again. You see this one here? It's got pretty much a cement boundary around it. I'll show you this side and the back. Cement boundary, no fence. It's got a little flower urn. This one looks like a very modern and new looking. Probably has been cleaned. It says James Fillmore Cooper Riggs. August 21st, 1862 to November 4th, 1924. The loss to sight to memory dear. And this is Sarah Orman Butterfield, 1869 to 1952. And then the one in the back is C.M. Butterfield. Looks like 1866 to 1945. This one here is an loving memory of the mother, Annie Virginia Orman, October 1st, 1841, May 1st, 1918. It's got a little place for a flower there. And then we have memory of W.T. Orman, born August 23rd, 1830, died October 27th, 1888. And he's got a little insignia there for the Freemasons. Walk around this here. And then we have another one here. Let me zoom in on that Freemason so y'all get a look at it. That's pretty neat insignia. Alright, and we have a Sarah Orman, born April 2nd, 1895, died March 29th, 1896. And they, instead of slabs like the other four, they have the cradle, burial, or the grave cradle. Gosh, a little urn here to hold flowers got broken, but it looks like it'll still hold flowers. So both of these are similar. It's got a little reef at the top. It says Thomas Orman, born, well, it's too small for me to see, but you can see it at home. Good for you. It's got a little decorative, it kind of looks like the item that they put cremations in. I don't know if they call them orms or what. If you know, leave me a comment and straighten me out on that. All right. Wow. Behind me is that's a big tombstone. Excuse me while I check my leg yet. That weed was sharp. No, there's nothing there that could have bit me. But anyway, we got, let me zero out on this one. So I'm really up close to it, and it says Wise. W-I-S-E. That's one big tombstone. Now I got a little marker here. It's got a little marker here. One here. And one here. So I guess that's the border for at least the room for two, at least bodies, maybe three. Alright, it says Petley. Oh, I'd like to be able to read that last name, but Petley, something that ends with IES. Born February 11th, 1827, and passed away April 18th, 1890. That's a big tombstone. It's got this one little area here that looks like the weather has been etching it out over time. And it looks like it's probably been cleaned. I would say everything that I've covered so far looks like somebody cleaned it. It's been here long enough that, you know, it's not going to stay that pretty. All right, let's walk over here and get the person next to him. Wow, it's got a cross on top. It's got like a little house with the dormer windows on all four sides. That's pretty cool. Let me zero in on that. Give you a better look. This is in memory of Joseph F. Zingarelli. Oh, I've read about him. I think he was a pharmacist in town. Born July 1st, 1877, died December 10th, 1907. Age 30 years and 5 months, 10 days. Zingarelli. Now, if my memory don't serve me right, and he wasn't the pharmacy, years later, someone within his family had a Zingarelli pharmacy here in Apalachicola. Let me zero out so you can see the grave cradle. It's like a four-part grave cradle. The cap up there near the base of the tombstone. Then you got the side pieces, and then you got the foot of it. And plus it's on a cement slab. You can see the cement slab all the way around. A lot of people felt that would keep anyone from digging up their grave, because they'd have to break up the cement slab and it would just be too much trouble and they'd get caught, you know. But at one time, grave robbing was I hate to say popular, but was one of those crimes that people did, and they felt they had a pretty good chance of not being detected. And medical schools bought the newly dead bodies to experiment on, and you know, for the doctors to learn anatomy and, you know, things like that. And also they would take anything they were buried with, like prized possessions, rings, or whatever other jewelry. So I think having this heavy thing over the grave was a deterrent. Because once the body's been in the ground long enough, then it's not going to be any good to anyone. It's going to just be a smelly, deteriorating mess. And they didn't really start using embalming fluids, you know, like they do today until after the Civil War. Because in the Civil War, they tried to come up with ways to preserve the bodies for the families that could afford to pay to have them shipped home. So, but many of the bodies were just buried where they died, in shallow graves on the battlefields. So, but embalming fluid wasn't really routinely used until sometime after the Civil War, which ended in what, 1865, 1864, around that period of time. All right. Wow, check that out. That is a cross on top, and then this, look at the detail on that. It's got a really unique carving, like a little house with flowers. And let me go around front and take a look at this. Show you what I'm looking at. It's got a grave cradle, which is really neat. It doesn't have, grave cradle just goes right up to the base. It doesn't have any grave cradle on the bottom It just goes up to the base, so there's no fourth piece. Let me tune out for you to see this. And it's got a little urn for people to put flowers in. Now there's something there leaning against it. I don't know if that was something in between or what. It don't look like it came off of this one or the one beside it. Though that one's much shorter. If anything, that piece might have been above the base that's there, and the cross might have been sitting on top of it. So that might have been vandalism, or it might have been just fair wear and tear. All right, let's zero in on this unique and decorative grave right here. Wow, that's a work of art right there. It looks like maybe an initial, or is that a flower at the top? Well, the top thing might be a rose, and right after that in the center looks like some type of maybe a C or a G. They got a couple flowers and a leaf at the bottom and some ferns. And then let's zero out. Alright, let's zero in a little. It says sacred to the memory of Gennaro Zigarelli, born in La Pudia, Italy, May 21st, 1834, died Apalachicola, Florida, January 2nd, 1896. Kind Father of love, thou art gone to thy rest forever. To bass midst the joy of the biggest. Well, that's interesting. And this one looks like that part was there, fell off, or got broken off, and then the cross that was on top there was put back up. It looks like the cross is broken also. And it's got a grave cradle with the piece up there. Over here, that part is either missing or not there. Never had one. But some of the grave cradles actually have four pieces. A top, tombstone, two side pieces, and a foot. And both of these, I don't know. If this is on cement, it's sand over it, and I'm not going to dig down. This looks like here a hard surface. Looks like cement, and looks like somebody put something over it like tar. So this is definitely, this is a limb or a bar in the ground. This is definitely, yeah, this is on a cement base. You can see it along there. Can't see it on this side because the grass has grown over it, but you can see the cement base on this side. Whether this one is or isn't, it's hard to tell. So I'll go walk around the back and show you the back of both of these. We got a couple more here from the Zigarelli family. I think it's 1, 2, let me zoom out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And probably a child, but let's see. In memory, little, gosh, I don't want to pronounce the name wrong. Nellie Zigarelli, born December 2nd, 1880, died December 8th, 1886. 6 years old. Certainly I'm sorry for that. Little one didn't have much of a chance there. Well, this one's hard for me to read, but I'll try. I know the last name is Zigarelli. Born January 12th, 1884. Died July 6th, 1886, 2 years old. If you can read the top of the young Zigarelli, who passed away at age 2, or close to 2, let me know what that first name is, or if there's a middle name. It's got a little flower urn there too. Alright, let's walk to the back of, was it Gennaro Zigarelli's tombstone, one with the cross. Alright, you can see the back. It looks like it's been broken off too and repaired. You can see there. And we're going to zoom down to the little saying here. Bottom it says Zigarelli. That's hard to read. And that's the broken piece right here. This is probably where that cross was. And when this piece fell off, they went ahead and put the cross back. You can see the cross is broken there and there, in like 2 places. At the bottom, it says Zigarelli. You got one base stone, Zigarelli stone, then this stone, decorative, and then the cross. So that would be 5 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I can read the tombstone from here. It says, "Sacred to the memory of our mother, Nina Zigarelli, born May 16th, 1853, and died May 19th, 1908. Yeah, she was close to 49, 50 years old. I guess 49. All right. Now you can see this used to have a metal fencing around it. You can see part of it here. Over the years, it probably went out to meet this one, because that's a Zigarelli there. You can see on the other side of the tombstone, the part that went across to that side, and then the part that came over here. And I guess the fence just fell apart and people took it and didn't bring the parts back to put together. It could have been when the tombstone fell over, it might have cracked it and broke it up if it happened during a hurricane. Now you can see the engraving on the front door. This is a swinging hinge door. It was hinged on this side, and it says Zigarelli. Let me try to get back and zoom in on that. That's pretty neat. You don't see too many that have the name on the let me turn sideways so you can see the whole name. Let me zoom out a little bit. There it is, Zigarelli. That's pretty cool. On what's left of the fence. Oh, this is interesting here. This is the footstone. It seems to match. It's got that yellowish white look. Let me zero out. Zoom out. In memory of Catherine Blackbolt of Baltimore, Maryland. Died October 7th, 1813, age 54 years. So 1843, That was during the time that Dr. Gosh, the fever man. Sorry, I'm trying to remember a doctor's name. But he didn't pass away until, I think, 1951. So he would have been alive when she passed away in 1943. That's pretty cool. She was from the same state I was born in. Huh, interesting. Oh, footstone. Looks like it says initials CB. It's got like a little drilled in hole beside each initial. Let me stand back and zoom in and see so you can appreciate it. See, the C for Catherine, and then Black Bolt B. That's a neat little footstone. They kind of did away with the footstones in the 60s and 70s. They stopped using them. At least most people stopped. At most of the graveyards I've been at. The older graveyards still have them. Let's look at the back of this. This kind of uniquely flat tombstone. There's nothing on it. Probably somebody cleaned it, but it looks yellow. Okay, this is a little, I don't know, cement type marker. And this fence is in bad shape too. You can see this part's just falling apart. Pretty soon it's going to be like the missing parts to the Zigarellis, because this is barely standing. So there's the gate there, but there's no name on it. It's just the fencing with the decorative top. So I'll show you the I'll work our way back. All right, Frank T. Robinson, born October 21st, 1850, and passed away May 1st, 1892. All right, it's a interesting tombstone. You got a base, tombstone, and then you got your 3-piece for the grave cradle. Even though it looks like there's room for 4, maybe 6 if you turn 2 sideways. I'll show you the front. This is getting bad at the bottom. It's not crisscross firmly like this one is. I also do something to preserve some of this metal fencing. It's not going to be long for existing before it'll be gone. It'll just be memories of people that took photographs of it. Yeah. Alright, this one, let me zoom in a little bit. Sorry about the zooming. Charles S. Robinson, April 26, 1884, died January 9th, 1954. This isn't quite as old. I mean, it's recent. It's within the last close to 68 years. That's a more modern type tombstone. I don't know if these two have been cleaned or not. They might have just been tombstones that, if there are no trees around to get sap on them or bird droppings, they might preserve a lot longer. You can see at the bottom it's tarnished, so someone may have cleaned the face of it off. And this one, someone may have cleaned the face of it off also. And I've seen tombs about the same age that are pretty darkened and they're flat like that. Well, it's a little bit past 30 minutes. This has been Keith Evans, Paranormal Short Session 20 at the Chestnut Street Graveyard in Apalachicola, Florida. And today is Tuesday, 30th of August, 2022. And I'd like to thank everyone who supports me and watches my YouTube videos. My YouTube channel is Paranormal Short Sessions by Keith Evans. And I'd like to request everyone to watch, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thank you very much and have a good day.